Joined now by former Republican Senator from Florida, George LeMieux, along with Democratic strategist and Hillary Clinton supporter, Tom Baer. Senator LeMieux, looking at all of the things that he has just said, but more importantly, his big victory last night, he now rushed to Indiana. The significance of that is?
Well, Donald Trump had a big win last night, like you said, Liz, and he's now seeing that he has a chance to maybe close the door and win the nomination outright. There's been some speculation that he may not get to the magic 1237. His strategists obviously think winning New York outright last evening with all but a few delegates going to Kasich, that he's got the chance to actually get to the magic number. So that's why you're seeing him make this surprise move.
Do you think he can?
I think it's going to be very close. And I actually don't think, Liz, that he needs to get all the way to 1237. I think if he's within shouting distance of it, a couple dozen delegates or maybe 50 delegates, that there'll be enormous pressure on the Republican Party to nominate him.
Yesterday,
because the fear,
yesterday Ed Rollins had said, if it's 30 to 50, okay. If it's 200, that becomes a bigger issue, correct?
I think that's exactly right. If it's 150 or 200, that means he hasn't clinched what he needs to clinch. I think that's troubling for him because I can't see Donald Trump getting more votes on a second ballot than he got on the first. But if he's within shouting distance, there will be Republicans who may not even like Donald Trump as their first choice, who, for the purpose of party unity and saving the party, who will vote for Trump to put him over the top.
Tom, I know that Indiana is important to the GOP. Is it as important to the Democratic side here?
I think every primary is important, and we're going to be fighting in all of
From the delegate standpoint, though?
Yes, from the delegate standpoint. We want, obviously, Hillary wants to get as many as she can, and I think these primaries are very important. They, I think, may send a message to the Sanders campaign that it's time to join forces. I think every one of these primaries is important. And, you know, she has a lot to do between now and the election.
Well, she's got a lot to do because her unfavorable levels are unbelievable. They're extremely high.
Yeah, so are Trump's. I think you will find, this is the enthusiasm argument that we often hear, I think you're going to find a tremendous amount of enthusiasm when Hillary becomes the candidate, simply because of who she's running against. You know, there's a lot to be enthusiastic about for Democratic voters and independents with the prospect of a Donald Trump presidency, and that doesn't exist now.
Okay, Senator LeMieux, you have not committed, correct? Am I correct on that? Because this changes day to day, right?
It's not. I've not committed.
When will you?
Well, we'll see what happens. I may be a delegate to the convention, and if I'm a delegate here in Florida, that means that I will be required to vote 3 ballots towards Donald Trump, and if that's the case, I will fulfill that obligation. But as of right now, we'll see. I think it's going to be awfully close going into Cleveland. Are
you okay with this talk about, and one of the things as a business network we always look at is the free market and allowing businesses to thrive, to hire, to grow, don't over-regulate them, et cetera. And he's certainly on all of that side, but he has this one clarion call that goes on and on about how we're not going to let them leave, as if they're not allowed to pursue their own growth patterns. And we are a free market, are we not? Does that bother you a little bit when he says those things?
It bothers me, and I don't think that the U.S. Congress is going to start enacting, tariffs and trade barriers to companies that are trying to do business with the United States on a retaliatory basis. And if you did that, the rest of the world would do the same thing to our company. So I don't really think that that would happen if he became president. I do think there is an issue about jobs going overseas that resonates with the American people, and he's put his finger on that pulse. But I don't think extra regulation and tariffs and trade wars are really going to help the problem.
Tom?
I agree with the senator on that. I think that it's a simplistic approach that Trump takes. Just
well, for a guy who manufactures his ties in China and manufactures other things in Mexico, it does not ring very true. But he does strike a very important chord with people.
Yes, he does. But remember, he hasn't been in a campaign involving the other side. He's been in a campaign with Republicans. And I think what will be demonstrated is that he is not able to do the job of President of the United States I guess there's no reason why he should be, because he has no experience and no background in government or politics. And I don't think that really works. And that's why I think there'll be a lot of enthusiasm for Hillary when we get to that.
We shall see. Tom Baer, George LeMieux, lovely to have you. Thank you.
Thank you.